We have so many stories in our lives, but our stories are not always heard. On the Hear My True Story podcast, we tell our own true stories.
Before the white car backed, our head teacher had scattered. Looking at him, I could only see his tie that was flying backwards, waving at us, and he disappeared in thin air.
I want to share my life story. I want to share my voice with the people because I know that just a small joke I can tell through this podcast, it will make someone smile.
When you ask me what I fear most in life, I would definitely respond to you and say it's fear itself.
We are fighting for togetherness. We are fighting for equal rights. We are fighting to end injustice.
You don't have to be a storyteller or writer because, guess what? Life writes the best stories.
Hear my true story.
Welcome to Hear My True Story Kampala Season 1, where we tell true stories and have conversations about real-life experiences with non-storytellers and storytellers from Uganda. Hear My True Story Kampala is a joint project between Hear My True Story podcast and Omoti Creative, an organization in Uganda. Omoti Creative is an arts organization that provides safe and free learning spaces for creative arts, educational support, and cultural exchange opportunities to children and youths in Uganda.
Hello, listeners. I'm happy to have you again on our podcast, Hear My True Story podcast. Yes, we still have a conversation, and this time we have Nicholas. Nicholas is one of the participants and also a storyteller that has told a story with us on our Hear My True Story project in Kampala. So anyway, I would like you, Nicholas, to introduce yourself to the listeners to know you. Who are you?
Okay. Hello, listeners. First of all, thank you for listening to our podcast. My name is Kayiwa Nicholas. I am an actor. I work with Acting Beats, and I am a public relations officer. I work with KCCA. I'm also a business person. I'm a businessman, and I'm happy to see here. I'm also a storyteller, and I'm happy to be on this platform.
Wow.
Yes.
So you an artist, you're a businessman, you're also working with Kampala City Council Authority. Wow.
Yeah.
And now you are also a storyteller. Should I say like that? Are you a storyteller?
So now that I have told my story, so I consider myself a storyteller. But I am definitely, because I believe every person is a storyteller, because life is a way everyone experiences life, and there's a way we interpret it, and there's a way we learn out of it. So everyone has a story to tell. As long as you are living, you're a human being. As long as you live, you're a storyteller, because you have so many things that you've faced in your life, and there's so many things that you have experienced in your life, and you know everything. You have experience. You can tell a story. You can tell a story. Trust me.
Well,
You don't really need to practice or to go to school to learn how to tell your own stories, because these are our own stories. These are our own experiences. So everyone is a storyteller.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I like your statement that everyone is a storyteller, because I personally think like life is a story. As long as you still have this life, then you can tell the stories. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's true.
So is it your first time to tell a story, or have you ever told stories before?
Yeah, like I said, I'm a human being. I have life. So I have so many experiences. So when I get a platform to tell my stories, I tell them. You
Yeah.
understand? So it is not my first time to tell my life experience. I've been talking about it. I've been telling it to my friends. I've been telling it
Mm.
to, I mean, yeah. And I'm a performer. I'm an artist. I'm an actor. So I even tell it out in film industry. I tell it out. My experience, basically my experience. I speak out my experience. Yeah.
Mm.
I let people know about my experience, my the life that I'm going through, So it is not
Mm.
my first time really to tell a story. This is just
Okay.
another platform that I've used to tell my story. And there's so many different stories that I have. So yes, it is not my first time. Really, it is not my first time.
It's not your first time. Wow, that's nice to hear that. Yeah. In general, as personal, I think storytelling is the best way of really healing and that. Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
That's
So
true.
in your story that you shared with us, yeah, you talked about your mother. I mean, yeah, but maybe I don't know whether it's okay with you. Could you maybe tell our listeners more about your family? I mean, if you wish to, maybe
Yeah,
there
it's
there are
okay.
people who would like to know
It's
about you,
okay.
your family, and that. Mhm.
Well, first of all, I am the last born in my family. We are about seven kids. We have 4 girls and then 3 boys, and we have grown up with one parent, and that is our mom. Our mom. You know, when I talk about, there are so many people out there that have grown up with their mom, but I have grown up with my mom. I know what it means to be a single parent. I've seen my mom going through a lot because she's single. She has raised us as a parent. So I we are not really, I would say we are not very rich and we are not very poor. So we are in the middle. Our mom worked so hard to see that we at least we have the best in life. May not be the best, but she has tried, and I understand the point. She has tried so much to give us the things that are basic in our life, and I really I appreciate her about that. And yeah, like I said, my mom really treasures education so much, so much. And in her mind, she believes that without education, we are no one can be some. I mean, you cannot be someone. You cannot have life. You understand? So, she treasures much people who are educated, and that's why she has encouraged us so much. She has encouraged me to study so much, and I find it very disappointing to see that actually what she wanted out of me, it is not what I gave out. But you know, yeah. So that's how my family is. Um, we are not really. I would say we are not well off, but we are not we are not very poor. So we are in the middle. We are in the and
Yeah,
I
in
know
the
she has
middle.
worked. Yeah, she has worked so hard to see that we reach where we are right now. Yes.
So how did you end up, I mean, choosing to do art? Because you were an artist. That's what you said.
Yes, actually.
Mm.
Let me tell you something. Uh, I loved actors. I love actors, and in my mind, when I was a kid, I didn't. It was not something that I was looking up to actually. But the way I joined acting was amazing. And it was my first time. I went to National Theatre. A friend of mine took me to National Theatre. We went just there to chill around, and then National Theatre. And I think that was 2012. National Theatre. I found people auditioning, auditioning for a theatre play. And then I just out of blue, I told my friend that I want to try it out and see how the outcome. And then when I went for audition, actually I auditioned well, and then my feedback was good. The director's feedback was good to me, and they encouraged me to go for it. So when I was given a call I was given a call back to go and start acting. I was so surprised, and then I was so excited. Yeah, and then I went for it, and it was amazing. And when I went there, I met people that I used to watch on TV. I mean, I used to see on TV. Were amazing, actually. They were amazing. And one of them, I know one of them, and he used to inspire me so much. So that's how I joined acting, actually.
Okay.
Actually, those people that I met that I used to see on TV, they kept on encouraging me to stick with acting. And yeah, here I am. I'm an actor now. Yeah.
Yeah. So just for our listeners, National Theatre is the biggest theatre in Uganda, and it's like one of the biggest, and it's almost in the national. So it's called National Theatre. It's under the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Cultural Development. And if you go to Uganda and you're in Kampala and you want to have fun and listen to watch plays, maybe get anything about theatre, anything about film, you need to hang around at the National Theatre of Uganda, and then you'll enjoy most of it. I just mentioned that for the listeners. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So you started acting just by passing by the National Theatre, and then you are there. Now you are in the film industry, you are in the theatre industry, you are here now, you are for the listeners, Nicholas is our country coordinator for the Hear My True Story.
To be open and to tell them the truth.
Yeah, you can tell them.
I love to watch, and the people that inspired me to join acting you were one of them. You were one of them. When I met you on the same project, I felt so much excited, and you inspired me, and that is how I joined. Actually, you are one of the reasons why I'm in acting. Actually,
yeah, we really met in 2012. Yeah.
Yeah.
2012, we met in a project called The River and the Mountain.
The River and the Mountain. Yeah.
And you know what? I have that poster in my room right now, with signatures.
You have my sign there.
Yeah, I have your signature there. I looked at it today. I was, oh my God, it's almost 10 years, almost 10 years.
Wow. Yeah, 10 years actually. Yeah, 10 years.
I mean, 10 years.
It was an amazing project. That is all I can say. It was an amazing project. Actually, it was really amazing. Yeah. Especially for me, because that was my first time, and I met new people on that set, and they were very good, and they were very encouraging, and they were my celebrities. Actually, I should say they were my celebrities. So I was really excited. I was excited to be on the same project with them.
Yeah. And that's how we met, and now we're still working together.
Yeah.
That's so nice to hear that. Yeah. Wow. I mean, I like to hear this, that everyone has their own way. They end up in art, they end up in theater. I mean, maybe you can draw a small picture for people out there who don't know about Ugandan theater or Ugandan film industry. But how someone can really manage to thrive or to survive or to do projects in this kind of industry in Uganda, mainly the film industry, because you are also in that industry.
Yeah, what I can say about our industry, one is to join our industry. First of all, you have to have that passion for acting or to do anything concerning art in our industry. You have to have the passion first, because I will not promise, because William, when someone hears when you mention about actors here in Uganda, people, because there's the context we see actors. Actually, let me say now you're in Germany, so there are, how German actors, like, how they are, how they enjoy life, what the kind of life they are living in. It is not the same as Ugandan actors, okay? It is really different. So in Uganda, it is not easy. It is easy to join, but it is not easy to cope up with the industry, first of all, because the industry, if you have a demanding kind of life, then you cannot afford the industry, because it is a little bit slow. I would say it is a little bit slow, and if you're not patient enough, then you cannot afford it. But it is nice. You meet new people, you enjoy, you meet your fellow actors, and then you enjoy. And people are very welcoming. Actors are very welcoming. They will meet you on set and they will welcome you your first time. You'll be friends with them. They will keep on guiding you how to thrive in the industry. But things with finances, it is not paying that much. Someone who is listening to me, don't come from wherever you are to say that you're coming to join the Ugandan film industry or Ugandan, something like that, because of money. You should come and join it because you have passion for acting. You have to like what you want to do first, and then you join. Things with money will come in after, but after having that passion, okay, after mastering the industry, after understanding the industry, because you cannot come with all the excitement and all the, it cannot work for you if you come with that kind of excitement and that mind of, I want to make money out of the industry. It is not like that. It is very slow in making money, but it is very interesting in making friends, very interesting in getting experience out of it. So I should say it is easy to join, but you have to have passion for it. And our Ugandan National Theatre, like you said, it is very interesting. Someone to come and visit our National Theatre, it can be a very big honor. It is interesting. You meet new artists, you meet old artists from there. You meet people that you've been watching, maybe on internet, maybe on TV. You always meet all artists that you want to see in Uganda. You can only meet them at the National Theatre. Or you can meet them where, if you have a set somewhere, if you have a film to shoot somewhere in Uganda, you can meet them there. But mostly the rightful place to meet the Ugandan artists is at National Theatre. That is where we all gather. That is where we all talk about issues concerning the industry. That is where we meet, and that is where we come and get gigs from. That is where most of auditions happen in Uganda. So it is very interesting. And when you come and meet people, the artists, they are very interesting and they are very welcoming. And they'll make you to love the industry so far. Yeah.
I mean, someone may think that's why is it the only place where like gigs for artists happen? Why is it? Are there no other theaters that are like the Uganda National Theatre?
Surprisingly, we have so many places, but I think just artists are used to the National Theatre. And it is the national. I should say it is the national. Okay? If you want to be national, then you have to come to the national place. It is the home of theaters, This is where great artists, big artists, this is where they happen from. This is where they relax from. This is where they meet. They make conferences. This is where they get workshops and all that. There are so many other theaters. There are so many other places to meet, but this is where this was designed specifically for artists.
Yes. I can see that. When you talk about the National Theatre, I just remember my time when I was still in Uganda. That was my hanging place, because I'm an artist. I need to meet people. I need to meet fans. When they are there, they come over and they say, yeah, Otako, we like your work. And I mean, to get gigs and that.
Yes, and even right now, if you want to know, like now, let's say, even right now in Uganda, there are so many artists, new artists actually, right now. But when you come and ask for Otako at National Theatre, they will definitely tell you how to contact him, how to get him. When you go to other theaters and you ask for Otako, they'll say, hey, but we have seen that guy on TV. We have seen that guy in theaters. But here, he doesn't happen. It doesn't happen around here. You have to go to National. Everyone will direct you to National Theatre. Even when you go to other theaters and you talk about a certain artist that they don't know, they will tell you, you know what? We don't know about him and we don't understand him. But if you want to get him and get his contact, you will go to National Theatre. You will get him definitely. So that is a place for artists.
Mm.
Yes, there's a place for
I
artists.
get that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
And in your conversation, like in the first, you said someone should not look at money as
Yeah.
a reason to do art in Uganda.
In
I
Uganda,
think
yes.
that is true. I
Mhm.
have experienced this.
Yeah. It's true, William. It's true. It's true.
Yeah, you know what?
Mm.
You people, when people are seeing me on TV,
Yeah.
acting, comedy, and appearing there on weekly
Yeah.
shows,
Mm.
can you imagine? We could be paid more like €1 a show.
Let me tell you something. This is what I used to think before I joined acting. When I used to see you guys on TV, you know, the picture I always had is I thought I was going to meet people who are driving Range Rovers, people who are, man, you always inspired me on TV, and I always thought you guys, man, no one can access you. You must be driving a fancy car. You must be having you must be having a lot of money. But that is not what's happening. With Ugandan industry, this is not it is not even happening. It is not like that. It is not the way people see it. It is not the way people think when they watch us, when they watch the TVs and all that. But it's fun. It's fun. One way or the other, it's fun because most of Ugandan artists are not looking for the money. First of all, we work first, and then we get the money after. Our mind is always to put our hands on work. And then after working, then we think about the money. But if you want to think about the money before you work, then definitely Ugandan film industry is not the right place for you.
Yeah. Thank you for listening to our conversation with Nicholas Kayiwa. Join us in part 2 of the same conversation with Nicholas Kayiwa.
These stories were directed by Zoe the Storyteller. Audio production for the stories was done by Adnan Singh Kumba. Many thanks to our project coordinator Nicholas Kayiwa and all the storytellers of Hear My True Story Kampala Season 1. For more stories, please visit hearmytruestory.com. For more information about Umuti Kreativ, visit umutikreativ.com or send an email to info@umuti.org. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening to our podcast, Music by Edwin Matovo, hosted and produced by Otako. Subscribe to our podcast for more stories and visit us on our website, hearmytruestory.com, for more stories. All the links are listed in the show notes of this podcast.